Hello, my name is Tim Laspa, and as president of the Burlington Fine Arts Association, I'm happy to be speaking to you about the Artist Mark 2022 in the gallery space at the Hub in the Burlington Centre. With me is Nicole Dolson, chair of the Artist Mark 2022. The Artist Mark is the BFAA's annual juried art exhibit celebrating the amazing talent of local artists.
Yes, Tim, the Artist Mark does indeed provide a wonderful annual celebration of juried art for the Burlington community and beyond. The support for this event has been amazing, and we can't thank our wonderful partners and sponsors enough. We will now see the very start of it all as we go to what we call Take-In Day. This is where the artists bring their pieces in to be juried. The jurying happened at the Art Gallery of Burlington, and let's now get a taste of what that was all about.
So now, let's take a look at some paintings from the exhibit. As you'll see in this documentary, a juried exhibit places an art association on the map and demonstrates commitment and tremendous capacity within the organization. Artists are challenged to put their best work forward, and that in turn raises the bar on the level of artistic creativity for the group as a whole. By bringing this outstanding art out to the community, we are raising awareness and interest in local artists in order to celebrate art and creativity.
Absolutely. A juried exhibit means that each piece of art is selected by the jurors based on a number of criteria. And that's why we take such care in choosing the jurors. Committee members do a search each year to find experienced and accomplished jurors who have a broad and deep understanding of different media and styles of art, combined with a sensitivity and respect for all of the artists who courageously put their work out there to be juried and hopefully admitted into the exhibit. We are delighted with the work done by Joanne Pollock and George Whale, our jurors for 2022.
Joanne Pollock is the owner and operator of Remark Art Consulting. Her qualifications include an honors degree in art history and an art marketing diploma from Sotheby's Institute in New York. As an art consultant, her business model is based on exceptional customer service and professional relationships with corporate and business clients and artists at all levels. She enjoys an active art mentorship, coaching practice for artists, and she works with various art galleries, assisting them to establish their exhibits and presentations.
George Whale is an artist, educator, and curator who holds a bachelor's degree with studies in visual arts and philosophy and a master's degree in adult education. He has taught art workshops and courses for Ontario Learn, Mohawk College, the Dundas Valley School of Art, as well as various art galleries in the region. Many in the BFAA will already be familiar with George's expertise, having known him during his 27 years of service at the Art Gallery of Burlington. George is currently developing a new body of artwork for exhibition.
It's my understanding that there were well over 100 submissions to the Artist's Mark this year, and of course, the jurors could only pick 40 pieces from the exhibit.
That's right. And once again this year, the jurors commented on the quality of all of the submissions, stating that all of the artists should be proud of their art and their participation. So that's a really awesome compliment to the art produced by members of the Burlington Fine Arts Association.
Hi, my name is Joanne Pollock. I'm an art consultant from Guelph, and it was a joy to be invited to jury here at the Art Gallery of Burlington. I had the extreme pleasure of jurying with George Whale, and he and I made some discoveries along our journeys, certainly during this show. But one of the things that I think a juror always struggles with is trying to set aside their own biases and try and look at each piece objectively and openly without any preconceived notions. When I jury a show, I look for things that are going to catch my eye. And that means that I'm looking for things that either intellectually, aesthetically, or physically attract me. And another thing that I'm always interested in is looking at the confidence that the artist conveys with their work. Are their brush strokes confident? And what I enjoy is seeing an artist that is being true to their own voice. They're not interested in tinkering or copying perhaps someone famous that they know. They're coming up with their own ideas. And one of the ideas that I often think about is the uniqueness. It's something that perhaps I haven't seen before. And so in this show in particular, there were a couple of pieces that had what I would say the je ne sais quoi quality. I'm looking for the artist to show me the joy that they've experienced in doing their work. And we certainly did see evidence of that. Artists, when they are painting, are trying to either convey a message or tell a story. And as a juror, you want to tap into what that message is. And again, we have some pieces in this show which are a very clear message, and other pieces that leave us wanting to know more. This is something that's important to me, is that artists are ensuring that their work is well presented. In other words, an artist isn't going to have framing as an afterthought and put a frame on which would detract from the painting. Likewise, are edges completed, and is there a really wonderful finished look to the work, which I think will help catch the juror's eye. And the last thing, of course, is that artists understand the basic fundamentals of art, of composition, of color theory, of structure, of harmony, all of those things which should be in every artist's lexicon or toolbox in order to do great work.
Those look like grain or corn silos.
Okay.
And then loading it onto, obviously, the freighter.
Right.
Hello, my name's George Whale. I was one of the jurors for the BFA's current exhibition. First of all, I guess I focus on my overall experience of the art, a kind of just gestalt approach, and it's sort of like unpredictable. It's whatever the work says or speaks to me. After that first impression, I kind of analyze my feelings and my thoughts and how it makes me, move or feel. That's based on my idea of what an aesthetic experience is. And that essentially is like a learning experience that you have when you encounter someone's artworks. All of those sorts of things, the feelings, the thinking, and the physical reaction, they're meshed and they're related to each other. And I try to break them down and see what it is about that artwork that made me think and feel and do what I did when I experienced it. In addition to that, when I'm evaluating or considering the work, I think about the technical expertise that's been involved in order to execute the piece. And that doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be a better and better painter, for instance, or printmaker. But more importantly is the technical expertise that you've demonstrated appropriate to that particular piece, the subject, the content, and the size, and so on. Similar to Joanne, I try to encounter each artwork on its own terms. Try to figure out what it's trying to say, what it's trying to make us feel, and so on, and embrace that particular message or feeling that it's sending out. But it is important to address each one as an individual piece. And then I guess the final thing that I want to say about the experience that I've had with this particular jurying project is that a key message for all of the participating artists would be that they're all trying to present something that's special to them. And I got that sense, I think, from pretty well all of the pieces. What I think is missing from many of them is that the artist has to push harder to make what's special to them extra special. So don't sort of settle for a successful solution that you may have discovered and mastered in the past. Do that and then think about how you can push it to the next level. Finally, I want you to take this idea of beauty that you're after, if that's what you're after, and try and figure out how to make it extraordinary beauty. Move it to the next level. Finally, I guess I'd like to say thanks to the BFAA for the invitation to be a juror, and to say thank you to the artists for participating, and encourage them to never give up.
And now let's enjoy another selection of the paintings from the exhibit.
Jurors' decision and commentary night is a very exciting evening that is always so well attended.
And audience members often comment on the fact that they acquire a new and interesting perspective on any given piece from the jurors' comments.
Yes, indeed, Nicole. And now let's take a look at jurors' commentary and decision night.
Good evening, and welcome Burlington Fine Arts members and esteemed guests. It's good to see so many of you out tonight. Tonight, we are pleased to present the 2022 Artist's Mark Jurors Commentary for artworks selected to be in the upcoming exhibit that will take place in the Hub at the Burlington Center.
And it is my pleasure as committee chair to begin with a brief yet very enthusiastic acknowledgement of the Artist's Mark Committee members. They have made this year's juried exhibit a reality. We have an awesome team, and it is such a pleasure to work with them. And now, I am thrilled and feel very privileged to introduce our two jurors this evening for this very exciting Jurors' Decision and Commentary Night 2022. We are very fortunate in our jurors, Joanne Pollock and George Whale.
This piece, I didn't know the title before looking at it. It's called The God of Perseverance. But I did have a sense of age, and it does have a format that relates to old gods and old goddesses, low relief pieces and paintings and so on. So it's pretty cool. The artist's intention lined up with my interpretation.
At first, I thought this tree looked a little bit too large for the painting. It took up too much space in the painting. But as I was walking around this morning and I was observing some beautiful trees that in fact do feel like they reach the sky, I became more enchanted with this piece as I thought about my comments tonight.
The thing that I liked the most about it was the stylized kind of stained glass influence that's starting to happen in it, but it's not overdone, but it's suggested, so that's cool. Nothing wrong with subtlety. And I guess the main thing to think about for this artist and others is how to push landscape further and make it even better.
There is so much fragility in this work. You can clearly see the veins, the lines, and the gradation of color in this piece. This is not their first monoprint that they've done before. I'm particularly attracted to the fact that they chose black and white. I think that was an effective choice to use.
At least one vision about how to push the group of 7 in a new direction and doing it very well. I think it's an interesting abstraction of that classic Canadian subject. And my last notes are, what's not to like? Color, composition, and subject. Very successful work.
The figurative work in here is extremely well rendered. Congratulations. And there is a wonderful scale and proportion to the figures. It's quite a believable painting. There is no mistake that the artist has nailed the figurative work with this piece.
I particularly liked was the highlights and the lichen in the rocks and the highlights on the roof. But like they're subtle, but they're important, right? Like they bring the depth and they bring life to the piece.
And look at the beautiful transition in color here from the sunset as it works itself down to the bottom of the painting. Those cold waves are most definitely convincing us that they are crashing onto the shore in a fairly significant way.
It has strong colors, strong composition, and it speaks out to you from across the room. So it's one of those pieces where, even though it is small, it has a big voice. Very successful.
And And now, let's take a look at the next selection of paintings.
The support from the business community for the Artist's Mark is truly gratifying and continues to grow. It is so encouraging to see the extent to which the talent of local artists is valued and appreciated within our community. We wanted to find a special way to thank our sponsors, and what we will see next is some of the sponsors' recognition reception that was held. Here, they also had the chance to preview the exhibit ahead of opening night. The Burlington Fine Arts Association regularly promotes our sponsors from the Artist's Mark to our membership and beyond throughout the year. We remind and encourage members of the fantastic services and products offered by these local businesses who give such awesome support and help make art in the community a priority. The Burlington Fine Arts Association has a long history of juried exhibits, and we have been proud to continue this tradition in the last 5 years under the banner name of the Artist's Mark. From the beginning, the Artist's Mark has been very fortunate in the support received from the community. Sponsorship, on the other hand, is fairly new to us, as this is only the second year that we have reached out to the business community for support in making this celebration of top caliber local art truly remarkable. And your generosity has done just that. The very wonderful support that we have received from our sponsors has transformed the Artist's Mark, allowing us to showcase the excellent work of many truly gifted artists from right here in our community. I invite everyone to take note of the partner and sponsor recognition poster here in the hub. It is absolutely uplifting to see the level of community support given to celebrating local artists and their art. We extend our heartfelt thanks to all of you. We would like to present you with a small token of our appreciation. And when you receive that, please take care of your envelope or your gift bag, because not only does it contain a commemorative plaque, it also contains a hard copy of the tax receipt for your organization. And now I would like to call our bronze sponsor, Ralph Noor, forward. Thank you, Ralph. And among our silver sponsors, thank you for being with us tonight, Scott Thomas, manager of the Oakville store of Des Ayres. Thank you, Scott. And we have with us tonight also Robert Daniels of Earls Court Gallery. And among our gold sponsors, Casey Schneider of Chartwell Martha's Landing Retirement Residence. And Jennifer Van Sickle of the Jennifer Van Sickle team at Royal LePage Real Estate Services. And Ian Brisbane, lawyer with Martin and Hillier Associates. And I'm also delighted to thank Amr Mazawi of Classic Jewelry, who I'm so glad you could make it. Didn't expect to be with us tonight, but we're delighted that you're here. And I have to tell you, Amr, come and shake my hand, but I have to say your plaque and your tax receipt are on my dining room table. Thank you once again to all of you. And as I say, we'd love to take a few photos. And after that, please enjoy the art and meet some of the artists as you've been doing. And don't forget to vote for your favorite. Thank you very much.
Now for the fourth slideshow of paintings from the exhibit.
This next portion of the Artist's Mark shows the opening night of the exhibit and presentation of awards to selected artists. There were a number of dignitaries and sponsors in attendance to celebrate the event with us. It was a great opportunity to see all of the work displayed and to congratulate the artists chosen by the jurors for first, second, and third place awards, as well as 3 honorable mention awards.
The Artist's Mark is the BFAA's annual juried exhibit celebrating the amazing talent of local artists. The Artist's Mark builds on the BFAA's long history of juried exhibits. Now in its 5th year under the banner name of the Artist's Mark, this exhibit has a primary goal of showcasing top caliber artists and bringing their local art out to the community. The Artist's Mark is a product of the community as much as it's a product of the Burlington Fine Arts Association. Our members come from the community, and the BFAA shares a long history of association with Burlington and the surrounding area. I want to thank the City of Burlington for being a partner in this year's Artist's Mark event, and to now take the opportunity to introduce the city's mayor, Marion Mead Ward, to provide some welcoming remarks.
Good evening, everyone. How is everybody doing? It's nice to get together, isn't it? Yeah. Well, thank you for inviting me. I've been to these before, and I am always so impressed with the incredible talent that we have here among our artists in Burlington. And I've gotten to know some of you personally. One actually used to be my next door neighbor. And it's just great to be able to see the people behind the talent. It is absolutely incredible. And I know during the pandemic, for some people, art got you through. Arts, culture, music. Some people took up painting, or they actually did more of it, because what else could we do during the pandemic? And I've seen some of the pieces come out of that period of time, and it's just been great to see how people took that moment, that really tough moment, and turned it into something beautiful. My final word around how I at the city, and I know our staff and our council, see art, and I do want to give a very special thanks to Angela Paparizzo, who is here. She's our director of culture. I know I mangled her title, but she's awesome, and helps us beautify the city through art and through talent. And when you think about going through the tough time that we did, everyone starts to talk about just focus on the essentials. And what is that? What is the essentials? What are the essentials of life? And I think about a quote from Winston Churchill during World War II. And he had that same situation under very, very dire life and death circumstances. And people wanted to cut funding for the arts because there were other priorities and essentials, they thought. And Winston Churchill said, if we cut out all our art and culture, then what are we fighting for? So art is an integral part of our well-being. We know that people express themselves through art, that it has helped people who cope with mental health issues. We know it is a critical part and a fundamental part of who we are as people. And thank you for using this is not one of my gifts, art, so I appreciate other people and I enjoy the gifts that others gift to us through your art. So thank you so much for being here, and I'm going to continue to browse and maybe do some Christmas shopping while I'm here. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you, Mayor. I would now like to move into the awards presentation portion of this evening. The awards were determined by our jurors for this year's event, Joanne Pollock and George Whale, who provided their commentary at the Jurors' Decision and Commentary Night on November 9th at the Gallery, choosing only 40 pieces of work that you see here tonight from over 100 submissions. Jurors have also selected artworks deserving of 6 awards, namely 3 honorable mentions and a first, second, and third place award that will be presented tonight. At this point, I call upon our generous gold sponsor, Casey Schneider, retirement living consultant at Chartwell Martha's Landing Retirement Residence, to come forward to present the first of this evening's honorable mention awards. Casey.
Good evening. I'm delighted to be here on behalf of Chartwell Martha's Landing Retirement. We're thrilled to be sponsoring this event, and I'm excited to unveil the first honorable mention. Drum roll. Thank you. Okay.
Drum roll.
Okay, if I can get it out. All right, and the honorable mention goes to Jake Bowman's Lunch at Frank's.
Thanks, Casey, and congratulations to Jake. The BFA relationship with the Art Gallery of Burlington is historic and continues to this day to be a strong bond that collectively links art and creativity within our community. The gallery is a treasured asset for local artists and the community alike, and one that our artists affectionately call their second home.
From practicing to professional artists, the art gallery is a place to gain insights, benefits, and the like. And I wish to express our gratitude to the Art Gallery of Burlington as one of the partners in this year's Artist Mark event. It now gives me great pleasure to introduce Suzanne Cart, Senior Curator at the Art Gallery of Burlington, to say a few words on behalf of the gallery and announce our second Honorable Mention Award winner. Suzanne?
Well, I think Tim just said it all. That was beautiful. But I know that from organizing exhibitions, this is a massive feat. So to Nicole and to Tim, thank you so much for doing this. It's like they make it look effortless, and the jurors as well. Taking over 100 works and bringing it down to 40 when you fall in love every single time you're standing in front of a work is really difficult to be able to do this. So thank you. And then also in the space that we're in right now too, is that you have so much traffic in through this space over the course of the holiday. And for people to come in here for a point of respite, for a point of connection to who we are as the community is really quite important. And talking about that too, is that the BFAA is the life force of the gallery, and we wouldn't be anywhere if it wasn't for all of you here today and the support that you show us through that space. Because really, as the skill sharing, the learning, and the community that you build in there is who we are and who we strive to be. So thank you so much. All right. Again, the drum roll. So the award goes to Pretty Gerla. Pretty? For In Concert.
Thank you, Suzanne, and congratulations to Preeti. We are very grateful to the City of Burlington for their support over the years for this event. Once again, the BFAA has been awarded a grant by the City of Burlington Arts and Culture Fund for the Artist Mark. The funds provided are an integral component to the event's success. It is my pleasure to now welcome Angela Paparizzo, Manager of Arts and Culture at the City of Burlington, and invite her to say a few words and announce our third Honorable Mention Award winner. Angela.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I'm very delighted to be here today on behalf of the city, and I'm really happy that we have an Arts and Culture Fund to support arts and culture events. This is, as Tim mentioned, we've been supporting this project for a few years now, and I'm very excited to see that from year to year this event keeps getting better and better. I'm proud to see so many Burlingtonian artists who are very successful and who keep having their professional integrity and life getting better. And I would like now to just give the award. Thomas Lee.
Thank you, Angela, and congratulations to Thomas. At this point, I would like to take a moment to recognize another one of our generous gold sponsors, Jennifer Van Sickle of Jennifer Van Sickle team at the Royal LePage Real Estate Services, who is with us in the audience tonight. As a gold sponsor, I wish to acknowledge her generous support and her presence celebrating with us here this evening. Where is Jennifer? There's Jennifer there. Thank you, Jennifer. And now I call upon another one of our gold sponsors to present the third, second, and first prize awards for the evening. Drum roll, please, for Ian Brisbane, lawyer at Martin & Hillier Associates, to come forward and present the final three awards starting with the third place winner. Ian.
How did Jennifer get out of this? Sitting back there looking all smug. Wow, thanks so much for having me here tonight. It really is such a thrill for our firm to be able to support this great organization. We are blessed with a lot of this work coming through our office on a rotating basis, and it really does make a day better when you've got such high quality and diverse art to sit and contemplate and to be inspired by. That said, I look around at all of this talent, and as Your Worship, I'm in the same boat. Same haircut since I was born, undergrad, arts, law school, nothing interesting. So I'm deeply, deeply envious of you all, but more importantly, I'm profoundly grateful for your willingness to share your gifts with us. It really is a pleasure to be here. So enough of that, let's get some prizes out. So, thank you. Third place. No? Okay. I like this. Trisha Rollins for Woven Zucchini Leaf. Why do we get to talk and they don't? They're the ones we should be.
Congratulations, Trisha.
Yes.
And now, Ian, you're going to move to the second.
Moving to second place. Oh! Second prize goes to Erica Dinsmore. Yes, drum rolls don't get any bigger. The final award of the evening already.
This is
the
final one. This is for first place. Big drum roll.
Okay. First place goes to Daniel Malmstrom for Before Fiona. Oh! Somebody tip you off? You're standing awfully close. I don't know. That's a little bit standing really
Thank you so
much. Congratulations.
I want to take this opportunity to once again offer a special thank you to our gold, silver, and bronze sponsors for helping us make this exciting event happen. And special thanks to our community partners and supporters who have worked with us and have participated to deliver this year's event. Your support is critical to realizing this celebration of local art and artists. I want to also take this opportunity to thank all the BFAA volunteers who have contributed countless hours to ensure the event was such a resounding success. Juried events have a lot of moving parts, and this year's Artist Mark Committee ensured all bases were covered. Are you interested in what you've seen? If so, maybe you want to consider becoming a member of the BFAA. With close to 200 members, there's always something for everyone, including learning and exhibiting opportunities and a great social atmosphere in which to learn and have dialogue with some very interesting people. Thank you once again. That brings this edition of the Artist Mark 2022 documentary to a close.
Thank you, everyone.